We are on the air here at the Park District of Forest Park, our Monday, Wednesday men's Major League 16-inch softball playoffs. This is our A division bracket, the top half of the standings in our Monday, Wednesday men's Major League. So our B division will be playing on Mondays. Our A division will be playing on Wednesdays. Right now, we've got the first matchup of our A division, Flashback versus Chicago Dynasty. Flashback in the field. Dynasty up to bat. Adam Cumby here in the Napleton's press box with the one and only Donnie Rollins. Donnie, how we doing?
Good, Adam. How are you feeling today? It's a wonderful day for softball. It's not too hot. A little bit of wind up there is going to maybe keep that ball up in the air a little bit longer, or help those fly balls drive into the gaps. It's exciting just to kind of be up here with you again.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun doing some games during the No Glove Nationals tournament. Of course, the final two games being this Flashback team. Got the big man Moji on the mound again.
Yep.
You know, distance makes the heart grow fonder. That last week and a half, thinking about that performance, getting to see him back out here again. Obviously, a lot of momentum going into these men's Major League Forest Park playoffs.
Yep, it's kind of, let's see how the hangover is for these guys. They probably haven't played since then. I mean, I know individually they're probably playing a little bit in tournaments and stuff, but not probably as a Flash unit, other than maybe one game here or there, but not a ton since the tournament. And we'll see how this kind of goes today.
Well, they hung out at the park pretty late after they won it all, so I would not be surprised if the hangover was still lasting.
I know Moji has one.
So we're going to get things started here for Dynasty. It's going to be Walsh, Messina, Matt, Joey, Brian, Knops, Mike, Carl, White, and Spaghetti, the one and only. That one in to right, a leadoff single there on the first pitch. After we were just talking about the lack of offense against Flash in the No Glove Nationals.
Right.
First pitch, single, right into right from Walsh.
Pretty simple game here for Tommy Walsh. I mean, first pitch swinging. Going to try to get ahead of Moji there. Just maybe too big of a gap. I'd see we've got some unusual, that's the word, positioning here for Flash today. We've got Justin playing second base. Usually, one of the best center fielders out here. We've got Anthony Stacy there at third. I don't see Pish. So maybe missing a couple bodies, trying to kind of make up for that. And Danny Dispenza here behind the plate as Messina hits it over to Zoe at first, and he'll line out, and Tommy Walsh doing a nice job to get back to the bag.
Yeah, and then defensively also, as you mentioned, the difference in the outfield, we've got Julian in right, Kearns in center. So it is quite different from the tourney defense we saw, but one thing about these guys is they've got a lot of dudes who can fill a lot of positions. So obviously still going to be very strong defensively in this one.
Definitely with the talented roster that these guys have. I mean, you can put anybody at pretty much any spot and they'll play to the highest level.
So runner on first, one out. Matt hits that one to the right side, just over the heads of his teammates.
Matty Richards known to try and flip that right side line. We've seen him try it about 25 times. And he's hit that
but who's counting?
Once or twice. But he'll still try it again. At least he's a fantastic hitter. But see if he tries it again. What do you think?
If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. High into left. We're going to get a tag from first, potentially a deke. Gets about halfway down the line, the throw offline and takes the bag. And you see sometimes people wonder, why do you constantly try to draw that throw? That right there, he was halfway there. The throw just enough off where he was able to take the base.
Yep, really good observation there, Adam. You see Tommy Walsh kind of halfway, right? That's why you say halfway on that tag. And Ryan Russ's throw brings Iovino off the bag, and Tommy's now in scoring position with 2 outs.
Good strike there from Moji.
Kamasi hated that. Really hated that.
That one into left. Throw going into second, so Walsh is going to come in and score, and Dynasty's going to be on the board first.
Kind of a take that, Oscar. I mean, didn't like the first pitch. Thought it was a little bit deep. Thought it was a little bit inside, but Oscar called him in there for a strike, and on the very next pitch with a really nice cut swing from Skamasi through that short and third gap.
And honestly, that's the best way to do it. You can always turn around and talk to the umpire and, give him some grief, but why not just rope a single into left and give your team the early lead instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
I say that as a guy who is almost exclusively a pitcher for a reason.
A PO.
That one up the middle, Vito with it, slight bobble, but steps on second for out number 3.
Sure, when trying to maybe flip that right field line or right center gap, especially with Scamacci on first, trying to maybe get him to third with 2 outs, but instead hit it right at Iovino there, the short center, and that's the end of the inning.
So getting ready to go right here with Flash. It's going to be Kearns, Iggy Dispenza, Stacy, Julian, Vito, Zoe, Ryan, Justin, and Moji. And we got to say hey to our guy, Robbie Grassano, over on Twitch, the only true 41.
Yeah, if you were mistaken and thought there were more than one true 41, you're very wrong, my friend.
And a great observation from friend of the broadcast,
Yes.
Amelie. I never quite understood why Spaghetti's not a member of her team, Meatball City.
That would make sense.
That's actually really good. Yeah, that's if there's a free agency period that gets busy, we might have to stump for some big moves. But
agree. We'll see Brian Kearns. He's got a couple different swings. I'm curious to see if he drops the bat down by the handle and tries to push one down third base line.
Yeah, good wheels always makes it interesting. Hits that one down the third base line, but foul.
Oh man, that would have been so cool if he did what I thought.
I still think you're cool.
Thank you, Adam. That's one. Kearns was very good for this Flash team during No Glove Nationals. A really solid leadoff guy when he gets on base, scoring on almost anything into the outfield.
And he's another one of those guys you can plug him all across the outfield. Mm-hmm. He's going to cover some grass, and that's big, especially a game like this where you're constantly able to place the ball as well as easily as you can. Somebody like him who has that range really helps kind of cut the field in half. As that one up into center, big turn around first. He's going to hold. There's a leadoff single for Kearns.
So we talked about, this is a pretty interesting thing here, Adam. Talked about a little bit of a defensive switch for Flash. Dynasty has Tommy Walsh at shortstop. And I've never seen Tommy play shortstop or the infield in my days knowing Tommy. He's always played center field and been damn good at it. But
I see some hats in the dugout, so
yeah,
I'm not sure if it's just a, hey, let's try it.
I'm curious to see what kind of action Tommy gets at short.
You've seen a lot more games than I have, so if you haven't seen it, I certainly haven't seen it.
And it's really a rarity.
Iggy hits that one up into right center. Kearns is going to turn around second towards third. Throw goes into second. It's going to be first and third with nobody out after the single from Flash Iggy.
From No Glove National MVP Iggy.
That's right. Co-MVP, him and Moji.
Yep.
Quite the series for both of them. Quite the Sunday for this entire squad. 6 games to get into the finals. Shout out to Jackson for checking in on Facebook. That one right at Maddie. Nice catch. Dispenza hit that one hard.
That almost caught him, Adam. I mean, Matty Richards didn't have to move a muscle. Just kind of throwing the hands up and hopefully getting lucky that it sticks, and got lucky that it did, because that could have caused some damage over there on the first base line. Dispenza hits the ball very hard.
Yeah, whether he wanted it to stick or not, he hit it hard enough that it did. So Stacy's going to be up here playing third today with the patented hoodie.
The short sleeve hoodie.
Doing the same.
Yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
Gotta
dress
like a champion today.
Yeah.
That one flipped into right. Kearns is going to tag from third, and we are going to be all knotted up at one.
I've known Anthony Stacy a while, and since I've known him, he's always rocked the hoodie underneath the shirt. Even when he played for Thunder previously to Flash and other teams. I guess he just feels more comfortable. I mean, he's got to be sweating bullets on those things, but just feels more comfortable in layered up gear.
So Julian Gutierrez here, 2 outs, runner on first, takes a ball off the front of the plate. I want to thank everyone for joining us here. Beautiful Wednesday at the Park District of Forest Park, Field 1. That one just missed.
Yeah. Now he's a little deep. Spaghetti, if you're coming from that side of the mound, you've got to catch 2 corners on the opposite side of the plate. And Julian didn't want to swing it all, and he's a little confused at the strike call. It was a little flat. But nobody wants to walk out here, Adam. Let's see some swings.
Yeah, we're here for offense.
There you go.
And just like that, roped into left, big turn around second. So for Julian halfway through the throw, airmailed over the infield right into Spaghetti. And before I can even finish what I'm saying, Julian into second on the errant throw once again.
You see that twice out of both these teams actually taking advantage of some errant throws, and we've got a couple runs on the board because of it.
Yeah, put the pressure on them, make it work. So Vito up here with 2 in scoring position now, just needs to find a little green space.
Good pitch from Spaghetti to get ahead of Vito. Try and make him do something he's uncomfortable with. There you go.
Deep into center, caught for out number 3. So big out there, keeps it all knotted up at 1. We head to the top of the second inning. Dynasty coming up. So we are back here, top of the second inning, all tied up at 1. Shout out to Neil Hogland, who I ran into at the Sox game last night.
Neil.
I was wearing my no glove shirt, and he said, "Oh, you play on a team?" And I was flattered that he thought I looked like somebody who could still play without getting hurt. So shout out to him. It was awesome meeting you.
You should have said, "Yeah, I'm on Flash."
That one fouled off to the right side by Knops.
Joey Knops catching today for Dynasty. Caught during the no-glove tournament. It's kind of always been around this team and has played a little bit of infield for them in the past. Now just kind of moves back to catcher. Still a good bat in the middle of this lineup. Dynasty missing quite a bit of guys. It's nice to see that they're still able to put a good team out here and hang with this Flash team.
Nice pitch there from Moji. Knops didn't like that, but kind of where he pointed was just off the plate enough, it looked like. So
look at the ball.
Always fun to see that little discussion when you see the batter point to the spot, but it's kind of a big spot, and
Oscar's not going to change his mind.
Never. Haven't seen it once. That one deep.
Yeah.
Right over Iggy at short and to left. There's a single for Knops.
Good 2-strike cut swing from Joey Knops. Put one in play, but at a comfortable height that you're looking to swing. So Moji does a nice job of working different heights, and especially when he's up 0-2 in the count, he's going to throw something maybe high and inside or high and deep and make you swing at something you're uncomfortable with. The first pitch to Hickey is down through the infield as well, and Stacy lunged at it but couldn't get there. And now Dynasty in a good spot to kind of expand this league.
Yeah, especially after second and third, able to get out of that inning, keep it all tied up. They're in a position now. There's nobody out there at the bottom of the lineup. They've got Carl.
So it is 1-1.
It is 1-1.
Okay, Adam, you're way better at this than who's ever working that scoreboard.
Thought you told Oscar you weren't going to make fun of him.
No. I'm not making fun of Oscar. I'm making fun of whoever's working the scoreboard.
Cough.
Yeah. Big swing here from Carl.
A little bit deep there. Carl's got the Donuts hat, was with Coach Ryan at that Sox game last night as well.
There you
that
go.
One flipped into right. Nice piece there from Carl. Julian with it, fires towards second. Hickey over to third. So first and third, nobody out.
It's a very good swing from Carl down that right field line. I mean, he went almost to the exact spot. That's a perfect ball from Carl, right? First and second, nobody out. Let's get some runners over. Let's get some runners in, especially early in this game. And for Carl to fight one off down that right field line and get ahead of the count, that's a really good quality at bat there from Carl. And somebody that's not necessarily known for hitting on this Dynasty team. They've got so many big bats.
Yeah, good formulaic hitting right now. As I say that one up the middle, DeVito steps on second, over to first to throw wide. He is going to hold at first, so Hickey in to score. Carl forced out at second for out number 2. He's on first with the fielder's choice, and here comes Spaghetti.
Carl holding his back after coming off second base.
Yeah, it looked like he made a little bit of contact as Vito came
Yeah.
across when he stepped on second from an awkward angle. It looked like they were both trying to avoid each
Yeah.
other, but in doing so, did not. So
Yeah.
one of those awkward moments where both guys had the same correct intention, but sometimes even the best intentions don't go as planned. And Carl walking off, we'll see if he goes back out on defense.
We'll see Spaghetti here trying to put one in play. He'll try to flip it down that right field line. Now Spaghetti behind in the count with the runner on first. So we'll see what he's got cooking. And Emoji, like we said, I mean, it's tough with him, right? He's going to work heights, going to throw you pitches that going to look uncomfortable in the air. The knuckleballs that kind of hang there and then go into a really good spot. Emoji does a nice job where a lot of those pitches look short and then they end up crossing the plate.
Yeah, he does a really good job not falling into patterns, too. He keeps them guessing. You can see a lot of really bad swings, really weak contact off of Moji right there.
Look at you,
rolled
Adam.
over to Zoe, steps on first.
Adam, are you awesome?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that was really cool. So just like we talked about, right? Making hitters uncomfortable, throws a knuckleball inside. He wants to go to the right side to move the runner. In turn, doing so, he did get the runner over, but just bad contact.
So Walsh, who got the scoring party started here today, takes a strike.
Great pitch.
Yeah, it's tough for Moji too. He's taller, so he's got a kind of that wide arm slot where it's coming from a lot of different places from him. Is that one up the middle to Vito? Nice play on the hop. That one had the potential to eat him up, but he played it cleanly for out number 3.
Yep, nice play from Vito. Staying down on that. Tommy Walsh runs very well as well. So you've got to be quick in that transition and throw over to first was great.
So here we are back in the bottom of the second inning. Spaghetti making that one good for the camera.
That's going to look really cool.
It's a shame that this GoPro doesn't film in 3D because
that would have been literally
that would have knocked someone's socks off.
That was front row action right there from Spaghetti.
I didn't realize it was happening at first.
Yeah,
but I trust him. Yeah. So for Flash, it's going to be Zoe, Ryan, Justin, and Moji. Zoe hits that one down the line. It's going to stay fair by a foot. Big turn around first, bobbled and right. Zoe around second. He's heading to third. Rumble, young man, rumble. That's a leadoff triple for Zoe.
Love John Zawoski. Was thinking two right out of the batter's box. And as soon as he saw a bobble there from the right fielder, it was 3. Because it takes, from that angle, a ton to get somebody out at third. And Zoe moves well. He looks like a bigger guy, plays first base. He moves really well for, he's a bigger guy. Like, so.
Yeah, that wasn't one of those, why are you taking that turn so aggressively? Right. He got there quick, and the way that he hit that ball, it tailing away from right. Second was almost a foregone conclusion with where it landed, how far away it was from the right fielder. And that second that he bobbled, you saw Zoe look left, and he never stopped.
Right, never even thought about stopping.
So Ryan here with the backwards white good cap.
I'll tell you something, Ryan and Justin were in the same exact hat in the same exact backwards fashion.
I can't say anything because we're wearing the same hat too, but in different fashions.
Yeah. Well, ours are.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
That one up the middle right past Spaghetti. Nice swing there from Ryan Russ.
Ryan Russ is developing into a really nice hitter for Flash. I mean, always kind of known as a good defensive player, left fielder. Makes every play he can get to. And Ryan has been swinging for this Flash team and now getting around to that bottom of the lineup, looking at Zoe and Ryan and Justin, right? Then you get it back up to Kearns after the pitcher spot. And if those guys are on base, I mean, Justin is another super strong hitter for this team. We'll see what happens now into the bottom of this lineup.
It's deja vu with Mears back here. It looks like the same batter. It's not. That one rolled up the middle to second for one, spin over to first.
Uh-oh.
I really wish that my field mic I had set up was working for that one. So you heard Dynasty just kind of trying to lobby for Oscar as the base runner ran into him as he made the turn on the throw, Walsh. And then you heard Spaghetti say, "How's he supposed to spin?"
How can he spin if he's got contact there? We'll see. Moji and Spaghetti having a little bit of a laugh conversation there as a good pitch from Spaghetti gets across. Emoji didn't agree with it, but he wants that call as a pitcher, right?
Oh,
He'll look at Oscar
absolutely.
and say, "Hey, Oscar, I better get that one now." Watch Moji here try and go to the right side and move that runner, Smykowski, who runs really well. We'll see him move about.
I believe I heard you say that on Monday to Oscar when you were pitching.
Did I get that?
I believe you hit him with that as Moji flips
not.
that one
You
into
better
right.
not.
Yeah, don't even think about it, sir. It's going to be close at third, off his back. Justin's going to leave the bag, come in and score, sacrificed his back, deflected that one off. I saw him flex as it hit him, and it bounced off pretty far. So Moji with the run scoring single there. Just an easy flip once again. And we've seen it a lot from Flash in this one. Just nice, easy hits. And, you know, you string them together. And again, what now? You're at the top of your lineup. You've got Kearns, Iggy, and Dispenza coming up. So all the little things going right now.
How nice was that, right? We talk about going to the right side from Moji, just doing, you know, his part in moving people over, finds a hit, and then eventually able to drive Justin in. So it's nice for Moji. If he can pitch and then do that, I was saying he better not, because he better not throw him out from right field.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was definitely picking up what you were putting down as Kearns puts that one down into left. And yes, I am pretty certain that at one point there was a close call to you, strike call, and you turned to Oscar and you said, "Oscar, I'd like that one too." And he said, "You're not throwing them there."
He said, "If you threw it there, I'd give it to you."
So, Flash Iggy fan favorite up right now.
Joe Iggiardo. It's been unbelievable this year for Flash, playing shortstop and hitting a ton, finding that middle. I don't think that hit the plate for a ball, but Oscar's got a much better view of that than we do up here, Adam.
So Spaghetti with the pitch here. Iggy takes that one a bit deep. Oscar had to think about it for a second.
Inside.
Peoria Matt over on Twitch says, "Well-placed hit. Fan of the game." He's our couch analyst.
Yeah, our couch coach.
Couch coach.
Mm-hmm.
Iggy hammers that one. Nice swing. That one up at his eyes. Roped into center. Kearns into third.
I haven't seen Joe Iggiardo making out in a month.
Feels like it's been a minute, my friends.
A month. We saw him out there this weekend playing, you know, won a championship this weekend. I mean, he's been on an unbelievable level with that middle cut ball, too. An uncharacteristic ball for him in the last couple of years. And now Danny Dispenza will bat. And Flash starting to roll now. You can see, like we said, at the bottom of the lineup, getting to the top with limited outs.
Yeah, and Iggy had to reach for that, and he still clobbered it into the outfield. Dispenza hammers that into center, hit it hard, down to a knee. It's going to score Kearns.
So good piece of hitting from Dispenza, right? He doesn't want to walk, right? So Spaghetti's falling behind Dispenza a little bit.
You can hear him kind of talking to himself, a little frustrated.
Yeah, I'm going to get ahead here. I'm going to get a strike here. And Dispenza, with ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, went ahead and rifled one into right center for a sac fly. But early in the game, we were trying to get runs.
So good job by Carl securing that catch, getting it in quickly. Runner on first, 2 outs. Anthony Stacy hits that one high into right center. Good job there, Carl, calling off the right fielder to make the catch. Those ones always worry me a little bit when you don't see anyone peel off. It's like a game of human chicken, but luckily Carl able to secure that one. So 3 or 4 runs across for Flash. They've taken the lead. It's 5-3 now, Donnie.
5-3, and they were down 3-1 at the start of that inning. So usually you'd like to say, let's get back in this game. Let's try to cut it in half. Said they went ahead and got a bunch of runs and now have taken a lead for Moji to kind of hold these guys down through the lineup once. And it's nice to see this Flash team just on fire. I mean, they're missing guys tonight. You know, we're missing a couple key guys like Piscitelli at third usually plays for them. And you got Mike Meyer at second out tonight. So a couple key guys not in the lineup. And you'll start to see that a little bit. Guys deteriorate after no gloves. They think the season, I'm putting quotes up right now for you who can't see, the season is over. But it's
laser beams.
Yeah, laser beams.
So Moji is set right now. It's going to be Messina, Matt.
Come on, Stevie.
Messina with the bat waggle. Real active as he awaits for the pitch.
It's a good pitch.
Very good pitch from Moji. You can always tell when he starts to feel it too. Kind of
Yeah, look at that.
that regimen as Messina reaches for that one, just flips it into left. Easy catch there.
Couple fakes, a low knuckleball that kind of stays low, doesn't hover up in the air, stays low right at that 6 foot, 6.5 feet limit. I mean, it's a perfect pitch for somebody that's trying to cut. He can't cut that.
And it's real hard, once he's feeling it, and we're talking about that pacing, that he's got that hop, that pitch, but you never know where it's going. So everything's the same until it's not. And that's really hard as a hitter, especially when you can kind of cut the ball like he can in all directions. And as you said, the high, the low, everything he does. So once he's kind of settled in, it's very dangerous. Is that one right at Vito?
And a lot of fakes, too, from Moji. And Vito threw it over to first for no reason, just trying to maybe keep that throw in there because
he's trying to show off the gun.
It's actually interesting. His last throw was errant, right? Threw that ball past Zoe on the left side. So trying to get a throw there. I mean, it literally probably meant nothing, but me as an overthinker is thinking, let's get a throw over there. Let's feel that reaction time.
So 2 quick outs here for Moji.
Good pitch.
Strike there.
Macy not happy again. His last time I remember, took a strike in there. Then the next pitch was cut into left field.
He kind of said, come on, to himself. Did not agree with Oscar. And once again, back-to-back at-bats. Not happy with that first pitch. Lasers the next one into the outfield, as you can see him on first right now, saying to Zoe, I don't know where that was.
Twice in a row, right? Didn't like it. And then cuts one into left field. Jackson Perry, interesting comment. What can I cut? I like to maybe cut a little slice of pizza. Yep. A turkey sandwich.
Ooh, a little turkey sando.
Maybe. Sando.
Brian Sherwin up to bat. Oh, and very close from Moji.
It's a good spot.
Rolls that one right over to Iggy, waits for it, fires across. Good throw from the Flash shortstop for out number 3. So a 2-out single erased on the ground out from Brian. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Flashback with a 2-run lead. So bottom of the 3rd inning, it's going to be Julian, Vito, and Zoe. Flashback in the driver's seat right now. And while they're in the driver's seat, we want to thank our sponsor, Napleton's River Oaks Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Visit their website, riveroakscdjr.com, for more info.
You have a lot of good qualities, Adam. The transition game for you is one of the really good qualities.
I appreciate that.
Driver's seat, car dealership.
It writes itself.
Good gravy. That's good stuff.
That's it though. That's the only I've been writing that one for months.
You've got plenty of transition.
Today's the first day that I was able to. It's been a long day in the making. Don't ask me for another one.
All right.
So Julian reached base in the first, takes a strike.
Good pitch. Spaghetti trying to test that height on the first one, called illegal, then went back to something a similar height. Boom.
Peoria Matt says king of the segways.
Yep.
Much like Billy Hamilton, the unofficial king of the bat flip.
Oof.
Julian flips that one into center. Carl under.
A little more picky usually with swings, and he was up in the count 3-1. I thought he might see one more because he saw a couple pitches that weren't really that close. And instead of maybe seeing one more, going to an uncharacteristic swing, trying to maybe cut one up the middle there and just missed it, got too much ball.
Yeah, definitely got under that one a bit too much. Always interesting to see because you can see someone have that, a great swing, put a great swing on it, and just that little bit of difference. And he hit it hard, but he hit it extremely high, made it very easy for Carl to go catch. As Vito chops that one left towards our concession stand. See some of the high Y guys over there. It's going to be high Y versus 45s in game 2 tonight around 8 o'clock. Donnie will be, he can only tolerate me for 1 hour at a time after the tournament. So it'll be me solo up here in the booth for high Y versus 45s.
Sorry, Adam.
That is A-OK.
An important man these days.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That one flipped into center once again. Carl under.
So pretty good at bat there for Spaghetti to get ahead with a. It's an interesting play from Vito, who's got such a good ball to right center, good level swing to try and hit a cut, right? Come ahead, over his head and try to cut one in front of Sherwin in left field, and then tries to go to that right center ball. Now down in the count, missed it for an out. So good battle from Spaghetti there.
So you talk about going away from his strengths as a hitter. Is that something where, you're later in the season, like you talked about after No Gloves, it's kind of end of the season, you're pulling out whatever tricks you have in your bag, and they're positioning you where they know you can hit it. So you're like, hey, let's just do something different this late in the game.
Yep. These guys have seen each other quite a bit as the year goes on. And I know both of these teams kind of, that's a good ball from Zoe into left field in front of Sherwin for a 2-out single. But Dynasty only plays in one league. They're only out here in Forest Park, right? Some of us play in Melrose with a lot of these guys, and Flash plays there. Iron Victorious there last night. No big deal.
Nice.
But it's nice to see, like, hey, let's try something new here now that these games are later in the year, and we'll see what Spaghetti can do to Ryan Russ, who's been on fire with a couple of his better swings.
Yeah, bottom of this lineup for Flash, Zoe, Ryan, Justin, and Moji, all either with RBIs or runs scored. So the bottom four have been producing in a game that's just separated by 2 runs. They're the difference.
Yep. You see Ryan Russ being picky as well.
Good.
Oh, my goodness, he's been hitting crap.
Pickiness pays off. Hits that one. It kicks off the lip on the infield, rolls into center, and that's first and second now with 2 outs.
So Smykowski now will have a chance with 2 outs to maybe make a swing on one, and probably trying to pull that ball to the right side here with 2 outs. But, with 2 outs, you want to make your best swing. Smykowski hits the middle really well, over Spaghetti's right shoulder really well. That's where I see him succeed.
Yeah, a lot of space out in left center.
Come on, Justin, make me look really good. Good pitch, good height for that strike there. Do it. Let's go.
Up into left center. Zoe is going to come around and score. Ryan's going to come around third. He's going to hold. Good hustle from Justin, too. I was watching third base, and before I knew it, Smykowski's there standing up at second. So another run in, runner over to third, and Justin Smykowski has himself an RBI double. Right
over the right shoulder of the Spaghetti, huh?
Feels like I heard that somewhere.
What do you think, kid?
Have a day.
I'm not playing and losing on the stream. I might as well make my appearance known.
So Moji had a single and then a run scored, but we won't tell anyone it was Vito running. Good speed around the bags.
That was Moj. Good pitch.
Real nice pitch there. I always like when it hits that one spot behind the plate where it's just dead. Perfect, and you just see it kind of land and take that little bounce. And it's got that very unique sound where you can tell, you just, as a hitter, even if you don't see it, you're like, damn. That one's short from Spaghetti.
He was ahead 2 balls and a strike and went with 2 left-handed pitches in a row to try and throw Moji off a little bit. Always walked him.
Didn't want to pitch to him. Looked like Oscar signaled that one might have been a bit low too. Spaghetti with the walk-off.
Thought he struck Moj out, but Moji going to his best ball there, takes a walk. So now Vito will run again. We won't mention that if he were to score. So we've got Kearns now with the bases loaded and an opportunity for Flash to really open this thing up.
I know it's already a cocktail, but we'll go with the Mojito for Moji and Vito.
All right. I like that. Write that one down.
That one's stuck up here forever. So Kearns up with the bases loaded now. Quite a turn of events here. Quick 2 outs. And then after that, again, 7 through 10, very productive for Flashback. Spaghetti just struggling to find the zone.
Yeah. It's uncharacteristic of a Spaghetti, just kind of throw those quick pitches and not fake and not kind of be himself. There you go, back to the fake, move an outfielder, and now he'll throw one in there for a strike. Yep.
It's that muscle memory.
Yep.
Kearns again flips that one. Spaghetti not pleased with himself. Russ and Smykowski in to score. High fives for team matching hats.
And now we've got, man, This is a good piece of hitting from Kearns, right? It was got to a up in the count, right? Looked at a pitch that he liked, and now Iggy will go right at Spaghetti. We'll see what Spaghetti does after a few fakes.
Yeah, and again, like simple swings. That's what they're doing. You're not seeing them overcomplicate it. We've talked about a couple of those high pop-ups where you get just under it, but we've seen a lot of these simple line drives that have just moved everyone over, and they've been able to do it. That one right back at Spaghetti. He's not even going to throw over, as you said. When it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
And for Iggy right now, it's right.
You were just mentioning like perfect power and like barely into the outfield a lot of the times, and we've only seen one hitter get past second on a hit. It was Zoe on an error down the right field line, so nothing big either. All short hits that are just doing the job for Flash right now.
And right now, the guy you don't want up to do the job, if you're Chicago Dynasty, Danny Dispenza with the bases loaded, hits that one into left center, ranging over. Nice catch in left field from Brian.
Sherwin covers a lot of ground. He takes good routes, and he's got great hands. Kind of,
I liked how he got
in his body. You see a lot of those outfielders like Brian Sherwin's been playing the game a long time. You'll see those kind of guys catching a lot of stuff with their hands only. Sherwin is one of those guys in left field that's going to hold stuff in his body and not let stuff go. And
that tight end body catch.
Yeah, exactly.
So right now it's a 5-run ball game. Dynasty chasing. They are going to have Knops, Mike, and Carl. Flash cooking right now. 2 big innings, back to back, 4 runs and 3 runs. We saw him load the bases twice in that third.
If anybody's got a score down on the other diamond, we've got 2 really good teams in BTA in the pink, and then we've got Hex on that opposite diamond. So if anybody's down there and wants to let us know the score of that game, it would be much appreciated coming in that chat.
And while we do have Hex over there, reminder, if you're interested in any information about the Dana Strong tournament held by Uncle Jimmy, feel free to reach out to us at our park page. We'll forward some information along to you. There's some graphics. There's some literature. We've got all sorts of stuff that we can pass along. Is that one roped over to second? Nice catch there, Justin.
So Knops going with his best swing. They're trying to get that down the right field line or, barely into right field. We call that a flip swing, right? Getting that barrel lower than the hands and trying to flip that ball into right field. Knops just got too much barrel on it. Too much ball.
So Mike Hickey, a single, a run scored in the second.
Hickey, a premier defensive short center out here in this game. Now trailing by a couple runs, hits it over on the ground to Smykowski. He'll throw over to first for the second out of the inning.
Nice play there from Smykowski. And I know when the defense kind of went out there, you said, oh, Justin's at second. Yeah. But that right there, that was like a veteran second baseman play. That there's that bad lip at the dirt and the grass. He took that full step back. He played it on the high hop. He planted his feet and made a really good throw over. And not to be disparaging, but we saw from second base what can happen when you don't plant and you really can't get for those throws in the hole, get anything behind it. You can see how it can build up innings. We saw it a couple times on Monday as that one missed to Carl.
Yeah, I will tell you, Justin played a little bit of college baseball on the infield.
All right.
So he played, at a high level, got the footwork, got the hands, got the arm. He's just an unbelievable athlete. So they utilize him in the outfield because he can cover a lot of ground. As Carl goes hard down the left field line for a foul ball, it's going to be strike 2. But Justin, going back to him, plays center. He can play right. They've got Ryan in left, who's about as good as anybody defensively, but he's just that good of an athlete that he can get to almost anything in the outfield.
Yeah, and it was one of those very just clean, fundamental plays. So I've only seen him as an outfielder. So the first ball I see them hit there is one that I've seen eat up some of the best second basemen over there, and just a real nice play. So obviously, again, we've talked about the depth of this Flash team. That you've got a guy who can patrol the entire outfield, make plays like that on the infield, and he's young. Yep. So what does that do for the longevity of a team like this where they're going to try to make their mark for an extended period of time? One of the best to do it, Flash.
100% correct, Adam. Carl hits one up the middle over the right hand of Moji, who maybe tried to get a paw up there and knock it down, but that ball was screaming up the middle. Tough play for Moji, the pitcher. The closest to the action. That's tough, right? You've got to react quickly, and that ball hit off the middle of that barrel out into center field. Moji tried to get a hand up, but just couldn't do it.
So White takes a ball.
Not a guy we saw a ton of out at No Gloves, trying to get some reps here for this Dynasty team. That's on the ground over to Iggy, over to first, and Zoe will snag. So White will head out back to right field. I like to see those guys kind of getting in the lineup now, right? After No Gloves, you're trying to put your best 10 guys out there all the time, right? Guys that are going to be game-changing players. But it's nice to see some of those role players kind of get in now and get a feel for the game.
Yeah, and you talk about in other sports, playoff experience, that kind of thing. And you might not have been able to play No Gloves because you are trying to put your best roster out there. You were here, you were cheering on the guys. The first game's back after you're in the playoffs for the men's major league. So obviously the stakes not as high, but still some decent sized stakes. You're still trying to win this league and be the best major team in this tournament. And to be able to get some meaningful reps in what essentially amounts to the playoffs is going to be big in the future, because we're talking about Smykowski playing second base, being valuable infield, outfield, being somebody you can plug in anywhere. You've got guys around the diamond who can pretty much be anywhere. And Spaghetti threw that one into our left window. He can find the zone.
He can throw one underhand accurately. So
waves to the people.
Does he know we've got expensive equipment up here?
He's testing the unbreakability of the GoPro as Anthony hits that one into left center. Carl chasing it into the gap. It's going to be a single for Anthony to start things off.
Good swing from Stace. Flew out to right center in his last at bat. And now we've got him going left center. No, different swing, different angle of attack there. We'll see Julian now Gutierrez, right fielder today, step in after an uncharacteristic fly out in his last at bat.
I've got the souvenir from Spaghetti, so we'll bring it in front of the camera here after this pitch. Show everyone. It's like in the majors when they catch the foul balls.
Give it to a good-looking female next to him. Do we have a sound?
We have a. I was late on the censor button, but
dang it.
we were able to.
I just couldn't close my mouth in time to get the censor out as clean as you wanted.
We can tell the Facebook jail warden that I tried.
Yeah.
I'm already friends with enough criminals.
Thanks a lot, Julian.
So 1 out, Vito stepping in.
Spaghetti and Vito having an interesting conversation. So he says, watch your head. I might go up the middle with this one. And Spaghetti says, don't worry, I'm a bowler. As if he's got some sort of additional reaction.
Forgot that bowling drill where you get out of the way of the ball. If you can dodge a bowling ball, you can dodge a softball. I don't know how that works. We'll have to follow up. Hits that one into right, though. Good job by Anthony getting out of the way of that one.
It's a tough play for Matty Richards, who is a little bit close to that line. I think he was holding Anthony Stacy more towards the bag, and then Richards not having that time to get over and maybe stick a right hand out and knock that down. But Stacy only getting to second, so not the end of the world there. We'll see what Big Zoe has in mind. Hit the right field line for a triple in his last at bat. First and second. Nobody out, I believe, or one out. Julian with 1 out. So,
and you've got to believe Zoe's going to try to have a similar approach with how well that worked out for him and being able to get those runners trying to push probably Anthony home and Vito over to third if you can get that ball in right.
Yes.
Looks like over on field 2. Someone might be hurt, so we hope everyone's okay over there. That one flipped into right.
Whoa.
Again, White cannot pick it cleanly. Zoe into second. Like we said, it played out very similar to the last time.
Yep.
Flipped it into right, just a little bit more off the line. Couldn't come up with it cleanly. The ball bounced over his head and allowed both runners to move up a little bit further.
So Zoe picking on the right fielder a little bit. Right, if you're White, you got to get that ball in quick. These Flash guys can run, and let's see what we got.
There's a strike. Hammered over to third. Scumesi knocks it down, fires it home just a little bit wide. Vito jumps, and he scores.
Couple tough plays on Scumesi there. That ball was hit pretty hard right at his feet. You've got to get the hands down in time. That's a bomb, by the way, on the other field. That was Rob Scahill from that left-handed batter's box. Hit it to where Brian Sherwin is in left field. If you see that right fielder walking away from the field, Rob Scahill just hit a ball about 350 feet.
Yeah, king of the Scahill. That one changed area codes.
King of the Scahill. Oh.
High into left. No tag.
King of the scale.
It's hitting you in waves.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't understand. Now we really understand what you're saying.
I mean, he hit it all the way over here. It's impressive, you know.
Yeah, it's a bomb.
Tarzan's the king of the jungle. Rob's the king of the scale.
I like it.
You got a pinch hitter here.
Bubby. Pinch hitter for Flash. Didn't give us a name, did they?
Just pinch hitter.
Oh, that's Matthias.
All right. I guess I do have a list of subs. I just have to we just have to do deduction. Ooh. As Matthias hits that one into left. Ooh. Hit it hard. Good hands there.
Nice
from Brian and left. Thought that one had the potential to hit off the hands and almost scoot past him, but he kind of tipped it to himself. So ate up that initial energy of the ball and then was able to secure it, saving a couple of runs.
Nickname for Matthias, the Mountain.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a big dude.
He's a big guy.
That's a big
Wears
dude.
number 0 fittingly, as Danny Dispenza will come back out and
wave to the adoring fans.
Stay underneath the plate there. No plays yet. No plays yet for the kid at home, though. Okay. But we were talking about Sherwin catching the ball in his body a lot. Had to go to the hands there and still made the play.
So it's going to be top 5, Dynasty chasing 7. Looks like we are going to have Spaghetti then top. So we get our patented "Let's Go" from Oscar.
That is patent for him. Yeah, that's funny you say that.
There's actually a Twitch command for Oscar. I'm sure Peoria Matt will pop it up here in a second. You type !Oscar and it says, "Okay, let's go." There we go, right on cue.
Peoria Matt.
M-Pat and P-Matt both racing it out. Shout out to Crazy Dave over on Twitch too. Thank you for joining us, my friend. The bag man. Spaghetti hits that over to third. Stacy can't handle it. What a shot there from Spaghetti.
It's a tough play, right? Stacy right on that line, has to go to his right side, get the hands down, and Stacy struggling a little bit in the field, trying to just find a spot for Anthony because he's got a really good bat. You can't take him out of the lineup. So Anthony Stacy's the guy you need there. Just kind of ate him up, and that ball dug to the right. You can see him moving his hands to the right. It's a tough play, and Spaghetti hit that nicely. We'll get a pinch runner over there as Tommy Walsh will hit it on the ground to Iggy. Over to second for 1 and no throw, and Tommy Walsh runs well, and we'll have a force at second.
So Walsh reaches on the fielder's choice. Messina stepping in. Good job by Iggy just getting that lead out.
Dynasty's got to do something to get back in this game. Down 7 in the 5th. Only limited outs left, Adam.
I always say running out of bites at the apple, getting down to the core. We have fun here as Messina hits that one up the middle. Vito steps on second, over to first. Bingo, bango, no bongo needed. That's a double play.
Getting down to the core is great. As I say that Dynasty needs to do something to get back in this game. And so we have limited outs left. A double play takes up 2 of their outs.
Yeah. And that's just, it's one of those things where you talk about Flash in the field, and it seems like every time a team starts to mount mic drop moment.
Sorry.
Seems like every time a team starts to mount a comeback, they seem to do something.
Yeah.
And it's been in the form of a double play quite a bit, dating back to the tournament. We saw some stellar defense from them, and it seemed like every time there was any little push against them, they would push the hell right back and stop them right in their tracks. So a good job once again, 7-run lead right now, and they've just got to score a couple runs and they can put this one to bed early.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, dating back to no gloves. Remember, 0 runs in 8 innings to the 45s, arguably the best hitting team out here in softball. And then right now, holding Dynasty, another good hitting team to 3 runs. And we've seen Mike Moji Marasovic pitching a lot of these games and doing a nice job for this Flash team. First pitch from Spaghetti into Kearns is inside for a ball. And Spaghetti just tried to get ahead with a strike. We'll see what Kearnsy has in mind here. He might drop those hands down and try to move that ball down the left field line. Drops the hands and moves it down the left field line for a single, and Kearns runs well, and he'll round it and stay at first.
I feel like I'm freaking out, man. It's like an echo in here.
Good gravy. Sometimes.
Kearns has just done a really good job just flipping that ball over. And again, we talk about everyone can hit for the most part. But it's that speed that kills, and you put that ball into space, and then they know who's running, and that's when you start to see the panic set in. But a great job just setting the tempo in that leadoff spot from Brian Kearns.
He's been on fire. Now you've got Iggy, who's probably the hottest hitter in softball right now. Iggy, you can see him dropping that front shoulder. Wants to try and flip that down the right field line. hopefully that right fielder kind of took note of that. We'll see what he does. He still go up the middle down the right side. Messina will catch. He'll throw to second. He'll throw across. And just as I say, go ahead.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
There you
That's
go.
a double play.
You had to have that one.
Always. It's in my blood.
Just as I say, Iggy's the hottest player in softball. We've got a double play.
Yeah, I feel like every time you've then talked about somebody doing something good, they ground into a double play.
I should say this guy sucks.
Yeah. Iggy's never going to get out of this jam.
Yeah. Dispenza's horrible. Yeah. Right.
There's a 2-out single from Danny Dispenza.
First hit of the day for Daniel Dispenza, the catcher. That was a nice little double play there for Dynasty, kind of answering right back. Messina hit into a double play at the end of the last inning, so trying to help the team out a little bit. Get that flip to second base. Let's get a double play. We'll see Anthony Stacy, what he can do with 2 outs now in the inning with a runner on first.
I was going to say something bad about Anthony, but it's hard. I like him. He's a good dude. So
nice guy. We don't have to say anything bad about Anthony.
He has a poor attitude. Oh, nope. That one foul. Is it going to be in play off the top of the safety fence? He's shaking his head. I hope he didn't hear me.
I hope he did. Because you know the parking lot around here.
Oh. Locked up, won't let me out.
Locked up. Is that Akon? Yeah, that's wonderful. Adam, we're having a blast up here today. I will tell you.
It's a lot of fun.
It's always a good time when here with you.
Like I said, we're now referred to in the Park District of Forest Park offices as Statler and Waldorf. So just two angry Muppets yelling through out a window from the balcony. So we are all set. 2 outs, runner on first. Stacy hits that one up the middle. Dispenza's going to take third. The non-compliment works out for Anthony Stacy. He's got a single. So after 2 outs for him, he's 2 for 4 with 2 singles.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
First and third, 2 outs. Julian in, and another guy who probably would like to get off the schneid here.
Yeah.
Been a rough day, a couple of high pop flies for him, but just missed him. Not like he's been having any bad swings.
Be ready with the censor button if he makes another.
That's true. I will have my thumb ready.
Ball played. Nice for Stacy to find that left center gap with the last swing, and then up the middle to our right of that second base.
That one high into left, chasing it back. Ooh, no catch over the shoulder. A little leap. Stacy around third. He's gonna score. Peeks over his shoulder. Julian into second. No dump button needed. That's a 2 RBI double on the deep ball that Brian just couldn't reel in.
So now you'll see Flash take advantage of some of these mistakes, right? It's a drop ball. Sherwin very uncharacteristically dropped that. It's a tough play, though. Going over the shoulder, especially from a lefty, that ball's kind of cutting away from you. And now we'll see Vito, the short center, get an attempt to really put this thing out of hand.
So Vito hits that one into left. Good effort from Walsh.
That would have been very cool if he caught that.
Yeah, that one. And sometimes in this grass, it's very thick grass, so it looks like they're running in molasses. That time, while still running in molasses, covered a lot of ground and almost got to that one. A really great effort, got a hand on it and everything.
Yeah, Tommy's really fast. And like I mentioned at the beginning, I haven't seen a ground ball go his way yet, though, because he is an outfielder, and I've only kind of seen him play second base a lot, and to see him kind of move into that shortstop position is very interesting. Spaghetti talking to himself after the fake pitch and the pickoff to Messina. He didn't throw it on base, not looking. Doctor, doctor.
So the pitch here. Vito hammers that one into center. Julian around third.
Play.
Good throw in. And he scores. That's going to be 10 runs.
Is that it?
That is it. I wanted to wait to make sure because he turned around right to the catcher to make sure he was okay as they kind of ran into arms. The ball hit Julian. A great throw in from center. Did not expect that one at all from Carl. Not to say that I don't expect Carl to make great throws like that, but that one pretty deep and was still he played that one pretty deep and still made a throw on the money. So a good effort on the throw, but Flashback able to score. They end up winning 13-3 over Chicago Dynasty. And Donnie, the last several Flashback games we have seen have just been pure dominance.
Yeah, they look unbelievable heading in now to the end of this season. Did the job when they needed, and now we'll see them here in Forest Park playoffs. I think they've got to play again tonight, And then I think they play the winner of that game on the other diamond, correct? That BTA.
Yes, I do believe so. I'm
BTA
pulling it up
Hex,
right
and
now.
From what I see on the other field, Hex looks to be putting up a lot of runs down there.
So they will actually get the winner of Circus and
Okay.
Signature, which is the 8 o'clock game over on field 2. They'll play at 9:15. Flashback will play the winner of BTA and Hex. Oh, actually, yes, at 9:15 on field 2. So over here on field 1 will be Circus and Signature versus the winners of our next game. We're going to have 45. Well, I'm going to have 45s and high Y live for you. You know the drill. If you are a fan of these broadcasts, you've been here with us before, we're going to get everything turned over for game number 2. It's going to be 45s versus High Y, the 2 and 3 seed in this year's No Glove Nationals tournament. So we saw the champs, and we're going to see the runner-ups and the 3 seeds. So an action-packed night here, still to come at the Park District of Forest Park. For Adam Cumby here on Field 1. That's Donnie Rollins. Donnie, have yourself a great night. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for having me as always. It was a pleasure. That was a fun game. We had some fun, even though the scoreboard wasn't super close. We are super close.
Absolutely. And we really are, because it's a small table. So
yes,
we have no choice up here. But that's and we'll leave with this one on Peoria, Matt. It was a flashback to the last games. So thank you, Matt, for that one. We're going to get everything turned over. I should have this stream back up in about 5 to 10 minutes. So hang tight. We'll be right back.